Hi, in this video I'll show you how to subtract mixed numbers in a simple way. So I have 6, 2 over 5 minus 1, 4 over 5. The first thing I'm gonna do is I will change my mixed numbers into the fraction first. So to change the mixed number into a fraction, you multiply the whole part with the denominator, and then whatever your answer is, you add it to the numerator. So 5 times 6 will be 30, and 30 plus 2 will be 32. So I will get here 32, and then your denominator still remains the same. So I have 32 over 5 minus the same thing I'm going to do here, this side. I have to multiply the denominator with the whole part. So 5 times 1 will give me 5, and then I have to add it to the numerator. So 5 plus 4 will be 9. So I will get 9 here, and then I have 5 for my denominator. So now we notice that we have the same denominators. Whenever you have the like denominators, you can easily add or subtract the fractions. So we'll just add or subtract the numerators. So 32 minus 9 will be 23. And then the denominator, you never add or subtract the denominator. So the denominator will stay 5. Now what do you notice here? That 23 and 5. Well, 5 is a prime number. About 23. It looks like a prime number too. So you can't reduce this fraction anymore. This is already in the simplest form. But what do you notice here? That your original question was in the mixed number and your answer is in fraction. So it's a good habit to convert the fraction into the mixed number form if your question is in mixed form. So let's convert 23 over 5 into a mixed number. So to do that, you just divide 23 by 5 with the long division method. And we have 5 outside. Now, how many times does 23 goes into 5? 5 times 4 is 20. So I have 23 minus 0 will be 3. And 2 minus 2 will be 0. So I don't have anything to bring down, so I have 3 by remainder. Now, how do I write this into mixed number? So the first thing I'm going to write is my main answer, which is 4 at the top. So I'll write 4 first. And then I have to write the remainder. The remainder becomes the numerator, and the divisor becomes the denominator. So 3 is my remainder, and that will become my numerator. And then 5 is my divisor, and that will become my denominator. So my final answer will be 4, 3 over 5. Now let's look at another example. For another example, I have 5, 1 over 6 minus 1, 5 over 6. The same thing we're gonna do is, first of all, we'll convert the mixed numbers into the fraction. So to do that, I have to multiply my denominator with the whole number first. So 6 times 5 will be 30, and 30 plus 1 will be 31. So I will have 31 over 6, and then I have the minus sign in between, and I'll do the same thing with this to change it to the fraction. 6 times 1 will give me 6, and 6 plus 5 will be 11. So I have 11 over 6. Now this is again easier for me because I have the same denominators. Whenever you have the like denominators, you can add or subtract them. So 31 minus 11 will be 20. And then I have 6 in the denominator. Now again, your answer is in the fraction form and your question was in the mixed number form. So it's a good habit to convert the fraction into a mixed number. Let's do that. So we'll divide it. I have 6 outside. How many times does 20 go into 6? 6 times 3 will be 18. I just subtracted. I can't subtract 8 from 0, so I have to borrow. This becomes 10. And this becomes 1. And 10 minus 8 will be 2, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So my remainder is 2, and I don't have anything to bring down. Now, how do I write this again into a mixed number form? So I will write my answer first. 3 becomes my whole part, and then remainder goes on the top, and divisor goes in the bottom. So I have 2 over 6. Now, what do you notice here? That 2 over 6 is not in the simplest form. It can be reduced. If you divide this by 2, so you have to make sure that you divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. You can't just divide the numerator by 2 and then denominator with a different number. So make sure that you divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. So you're dividing this by 2 over 2. That means you're just dividing it by 1. Now 2 over 2 is equal to 1. So I'll write 1 here. And then 6 divided by 2 will be 3. How many times does 6 goes into 3? 6 goes into 2. So 2 times 3 will be 6. So my final answer is 3, 1 over 3. And I can't reduce it anymore. So this will be my final answer.